For centuries, the devil has been reduced to a mere caricature among Christians, a mindless, chaotic force bent on causing disorder just for the sake of it. But have we ever stopped to consider Satan as more than just an embodiment of evil? What if Satan is a real character within the biblical narrative, a being with emotions, intentions, and a plan? What if, rather than acting randomly, Satan carefully thinks through each of his actions with precise motivations? What if his rebellion wasn't a mere outburst, but a deliberate act that could have altered the course of human history forever? Have we ever asked ourselves, why did Satan truly rebel against God? Why does he despise humanity so much? What was his relationship with Jesus Christ that set these events in motion? Every compelling villain in our favorite stories believes their actions are justified. So, could it be that Satan, often called the ultimate villain, also believed in a cause greater than himself? And what does the Bible actually reveal about Satan's deeper motivations? Throughout the Bible, we catch glimpses of Satan's personality, small fragments of a larger, more complex story. When we bring these fragments together, they paint a picture of a being with understandable, if not justifiable, goals. This narrative gives new depth to the entire biblical account, revealing insights into God's creation, human destiny, and the cosmic struggle between good and evil. Our story begins long before the dawn of humanity, in a time when God created a magnificent race of heavenly beings, glorious angels who worshipped and served at his throne. Among them was one who stood out, an angel so radiant and exalted that God himself appointed him to a special position. He was described as the very seal of perfection, blameless in his ways, and adorned with brilliant gemstones. His name was Lucifer, which means light bearer. Lucifer, in his splendor, was set apart as a guardian cherub, one of the highest-ranking angels in heaven. Yet despite his high status and blameless service, Lucifer began to desire more. He longed to elevate himself above his fellow angels, to be like the Most High. His ambition, though initially concealed, would soon collide with God's grand plan, a plan that would change everything. When God decided to create again, this time something new, the angels marveled at his handiwork. They watched in awe as God brought light into existence, formed the stars, and shaped the earth. They sang praises as he brought forth life, plants, animals, and all living creatures. Everything God created was good, but it was on the sixth day that he made his most controversial decision. God decided to create humankind. When God said, "Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion," it sent a shockwave through the heavenly realm. Why would God create a new race of beings in his image when the angels had been serving him faithfully for eons? Lucifer, in particular, was filled with confusion and resentment. How could these weak, vulnerable creatures be so special in God's eyes? What was it about them that made them worthy of such honor? As God continued with his plan, it became clear that he intended to elevate humanity in a way that surpassed even the angels. Humanity would be crowned with glory and honor, destined to become heirs to God's kingdom. They would inherit eternal life, spiritual rewards, and even dominion in heaven. Most shockingly, they would one day become like the Most High, just as Lucifer had long desired for himself. The creation of humanity brought great joy to many in heaven, but Lucifer's envy only grew. He could not comprehend why God would favor these frail beings over the powerful and majestic angels. And it was then that Lucifer conceived his rebellion. He saw God's exaltation of humanity as not only a threat to his status, but as an injustice. Why should these creatures, who had only just been formed, be elevated above those who had worshipped and served God for ages? Lucifer's bitterness turned into a plan to prove to God and to all the heavenly hosts that humanity was unworthy of the honor bestowed upon them. He would demonstrate that humans were flawed, easily deceived, and incapable of fulfilling God's divine purpose. Lucifer saw his opportunity in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve, the first humans, lived in paradise, unaware of their own vulnerability. The tree of knowledge of good and evil presented the perfect opening. With a single question and a carefully crafted lie, Lucifer led Eve and Adam into disobedience, causing their fall. He had proven his point. These creatures were too weak to carry the weight of the glory God had placed upon them. With humanity's fall, Lucifer became Satan, the adversary. His rebellion was no longer just against God, but against humanity itself. He sought to prove that humans were inherently sinful and unworthy of God's favor. But instead of destroying humanity for their failure, God responded with unexpected mercy. He covered Adam and Eve's shame and initiated a plan of redemption. Satan, however, was not deterred. He became the accuser, constantly reminding God of humanity's sinfulness, tempting them to fall again and again. His goal was simple: to ensure that no human could ever meet God's standard, thus proving that they were unworthy of eternal life, and that God should have never exalted them above the angels. As the generations passed, Satan's efforts seemed to be succeeding. Humanity descended into wickedness, so much so that God regretted creating them and decided to flood the earth. But even after this act of judgment, God's mercy prevailed once more. He spared Noah and his family, giving humanity yet another chance. Though Satan had temporarily won a battle, the war was far from over. His rebellion against God was not just about his personal pride, but about proving a point: that God's creation of humanity was a mistake. His mission was to show that humans could never live up to the divine image, and that they should be destroyed, leaving the angels to inherit the glory they believed was rightfully theirs. Yet, despite Satan's best efforts, God continued to show mercy to humanity, even when they failed. And so, the cosmic battle between God's justice and mercy rages on, with Satan at the heart of it, still striving to prove that he was right all along,